Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Priscilla and I wanted to sit down and share with you all the details of our first infertility cycle.
So if you haven't caught up yet with our infertility journey, just click over here, up here on our card, so you can watch our very first video where we take you through our 4 years of infertility. And now we would like to recap our very first cycle.
We started the process here in Brazil just after New Year's. And we met with a wonderful infertility specialist.
He came with glowing recommendations, and we really loved his style and how compassionate he seemed, and at the same time quite methodical.
So we finally sat down and had our first appointment with the doctor in the middle of January, and he did such a great job. He was just so measured and sensitive to our situation.
So after we met the doctor, he sent me to get some more blood work done, ultrasounds, and then he also prescribed some exams for Ryan. One key exam that he prescribed for me at the time was a fasting blood glucose test. This is an exam that I had never done before in our 4-year journey, to get pregnant. So, normally I went to the lab the next day. I got everything done. At that point, I had taken a lot of ultrasounds already throughout our infertility journey. So the results weren't really a surprise for us at that point. But the blood work was kind of surprising because my glucose levels came back normal. However, another exam that he had requested was a test to check insulin resistance. They gave me a solution, a very sweet, sugary solution.
You didn't like it at all?
I hated it. I didn't like the taste. I personally didn't like the taste. It tasted like orange syrup or something. I don't know. Yuck. Anyway, but I took it. I took it all. And they had me wait 2 hours in the lab. I couldn't go anywhere, so it was quite boring. We're playing like games.
On the phone. I do crossword puzzles.
So we're just waiting for 2 hours, and after 2 hours they took blood again to see how that sugary solution affected my blood.
Well, this was going on. I took another spermogram at the doctor's request. And I promise that this is the last time we'll say spermogram in any of these videos.
No, I don't promise that, because it may be relevant again in the future.
But it ruled out any issues with me, and again, this was just our doctor being methodical, carefully checking and double checking everything, which was great, we thought.
Yeah. So after we got back the results from my blood work, my blood glucose levels after when I was taking the insulin resistance test came back really on the top borderline of normal. The ultrasound also showed that my ovaries were in normal size and they were ready to be stimulated, even though they still had small cysts. So the doctor thought that was a good idea to start with induction medication.
Which we kept the box here. It looks like this, and it came refrigerated also. It came in this styrofoam cooler with like an ice pack inside.
Yeah.
And there's no reason that we should still have this except that it fits 4 cans and is perfect for going to the pool with. So there you go. But would you like to open this up and show off the medication here?
Sure. My doctor first prescribed 6 doses of 50 units. Here in this little injectable pen, you get 300 units. So I had to take 50 for 6 days. So the way that this works is that you uncap the pen, the injectable pen, and then you screw in a little needle, which you will discard after you're finished with it, and then you click the dial to your correct dosage, which in my case was 50 units, and you inject yourself. They recommend that you inject yourself below your belly button. You do 3 fingers to measure to the right or to the left.
This is the same girl who can't look when she's giving blood, but at the same time she had no problem sticking herself with a needle, so I was pretty impressed.
This needle doesn't hurt anything. It's just tiny, tiny, tiny. So I also do acupuncture, which will be in another video, but yeah, anyways, it's like a similar size of an acupuncture needle. Anyway, so we did the injectables, Gonal-F for 6 days. Then we went back to another ultrasound. That ultrasound was quite uplifting to us because it showed a follicle growth. For the first time in my life, first time in any ultrasound that I've ever done in 4 years of trying to conceive, I saw an actual growth in follicle.
Yeah, this is what you're hoping for, because this little follicle, and the word's almost misleading. What it is it's a little immature egg, right, starting to grow on the outside of the ovary, and you watch it slowly grow on the ultrasounds, and then you hope that it turns into an egg that will ultimately, be released into the system that can be fertilized. So it's the start of the process, and to see it growing was really exciting.
And we also have the ultrasound of our follicle growing in our first cycle, and it was quite exciting to see it.
Yeah.
The follicle got to almost 12 millimeters, and the ideal follicle size for who is going to fertility treatment is an 18 to 20 millimeter follicle. So after that ultrasound that showed a follicle growing, we knew that we weren't quite there yet and we would need more medication. So we went back to consultation with our doctor, and he prescribed 4 more days, a total of 10 days of Gonal-F. And we went back again for another ultrasound, super hopeful that that little follicle, that little egg was growing, and we're so excited. And we went back and we're quite disappointed. It was tough.
Yeah, it was smaller. We lost about 1 millimeter in size on the follicle. So we hope that second round of Gonal-F would increase the size of the follicle and that it would be on its way to becoming an egg, but it just didn't happen.
Once we realized that not only the follicle had not grown, but it was shrinking, actually, he realized there was a problem. So if you remember, go back to the beginning of our story today when we talked about insulin resistance and that I was borderline on top of the normal results. He just felt that the issue was due to insulin resistance. So the fact that my follicle was shrinking and not growing, even though we had additional fertility medication, he thought that he needed to prescribe yet another medication called Metformin. So Metformin is used for patients that have diabetes or pre-diabetes. It really helps with insulin resistance and has been used on patients that also have PCOS or polycystic ovary syndrome, which is what I have.
And Metformin looks like this. It just comes in a little box, and inside are all of these pills, and Priscilla takes 2 of them every single day with dinner. And your body has responded to it fine, right? You've had no adverse effects from it. It doesn't make you feel bad, which anytime you're talking about fertility medication, you feel great afterward. It's a keeper.
It's true. I am surprised that I haven't had any side effects with Metformin because, as you guys remember from our first story, Clomid, which is another fertility drug that I've taken, didn't do well for me. So I was kind of skeptical, but I'm excited that everything is going well.
So all of this brings us to today. We are through the first round, like we had mentioned in our first video. Priscilla's been taking Metformin for about 30 days right now. And now we're in this wait before we begin our second cycle. We hope to have the opportunity to visit with our doctor again soon and get things started. He's expressed to us that he has a plan, and we feel confident in his hands moving forward.
And if you want to see the beginning of our second cycle, we did vlog it. You can just click here in the card right above my head, right here.
Card.
And you can click there and see our vlog where we take you along with our doctor's visit and blood work and whatnot and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we take you to his office, and you get to see Priscilla's arm gushing, and then afterward to the word that I can't remember today, ultrasounds. You got to see the ultrasound as well.
Please take the time to subscribe to our channel. The subscribe button is right below here somewhere. If you liked the video as well, give a thumbs up, and if you have any questions whatsoever, leave them below in the comment section and we'll be happy to interact with you.
Thanks guys so much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.